Lisa, I guess you're next on the agenda.
Okay, I just have a couple things. How are you guys today?
Good.
First off, we have an opportunity to upgrade our copy machine. We talked about the problems we've been having with faxes, with assessments, and one of the things that was recommended is, or that we discussed, was possibility of getting a different fax machine so we can fax everything all at one time. Because inevitably, when the case managers fax these big reports off, half of it gets lost, or half of it didn't even come through, because they have to do it in two sections. Well, we've done a little investigating, and we came up with a machine, and what's going to happen is the place where we're getting the machine is going to buy out the contract. They're going to give us $3,300 to buy out the contract on the existing copy machine, plus $350 to ship it back. Well, what we have found out is that Xerox doesn't want the machine back. We have two choices. We can either buy out the contract right now with the money that they're giving us, which is actually less than the $3,300 that they're giving us to do it with. And then if we do that, then we just keep the machine. If we pay it off a month at a time as if we were still using it with this $3,300 they're giving us, then they'll come get it at the end of the contract. But if we pay it off now, then somebody else in the county can use it if they want it. And so I kind of need to know what you guys prefer that I do.
If you don't think it's adequate for you guys to use, is there anyone else going to have a use for it? Or is it breaking all the time?
No, it's not breaking, it's just not meeting our needs. We need to do more scanning. We don't have the scanning capabilities in our office. We do have scanners, but not that will satisfy the bulk. Eventually we're going to have everything backed up on the computer or on a hard drive somewhere. We can't scan that many pages at a time.
If you buy it out, is it saleable?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean it works fine. It just doesn't have all the bells and whistles that we need. It doesn't have the faxing. It doesn't have faxing at all, and it doesn't have scanning. It's just a copy machine.
What do you think?
Anybody need one? If you've got it in your budget,
Well, it's really not going to affect the budget any, because our payments are going to be there because that company is going to give us the money to buy it out. And then the payments on the new one are actually $15 less a month than this one that we have. It's a special that they have.
Did they give you any kind of indication what the value of the machine is? I mean, the first choice would be that if someone in the county could use it, but that's kind of been our path that we've done.
We didn't ask that. I mean, we were more concerned about what we needed to do with the machine and make sure that this company was giving us an adequate amount to buy out the contract.
But
so
if
we weren't stuck with paying for two.
If we don't have somebody that wants it, then we just as well try and sell it.
Would that work for us? Replace that big old one we got?
Ours is adequate, isn't it? I mean, I guess I don't.
I think this one is about 3 years old.
I guess I'm not familiar with your machine. I don't know what.
I can leave this information with you. It's a 7120. And I mean, if we buy it out now, if we just take that money that we're getting on the buyout for this new machine, I mean, it's ours to do with what we want. So,
I mean, that's kind of a no-brainer. You just don't do
Yeah.
that and take it.
because otherwise it would just be sitting in our little storage room that we don't have a lot of room, taking up room. So,
I mean, that just makes sense to.
Yeah. I mean, if it would be an upgrade for you guys here, or another office within the county system, place it there. Otherwise, just.
I mean, I think for our purposes, I guess I think we're getting along okay. Or do you guys want something else?
No. Jack?
Yeah, I have no problem with this one. It was already a hand-me-down,
Right.
and the age on it, so.
it's got the duplex, it's got the
There's a lot
stapling, and I mean, there's things on it that we don't use, but it's more black and white copying things that.
Which we don't either. I mean, we'll throw a sheet in there and
Yeah.
make a handful of copies, that's all we ever used one for, which is adequate.
And another thing with this new one is it will be networked, so if someone has a large document to print, they don't have to use their little printers at their desk, they can send it to this copy machine and print it out there, and it's more economical that way. Because those cartridges, even for the ones that we use at our desk, you know, they never last as long as they should, and they cost more than they should, so. Which we don't have by any means high-end printers at our desk, it's just like what you would have at home. So we pay like $50 or $60 a piece for them, and they don't last forever, so it'd be kind of nice to send the bigger stuff off.
I would suggest that you just go ahead and take the money and we own it and dispose of it at our choice. There's no sense giving it back.
Okay.
I guess that's kind of a no-brainer, and then we'll ask, I mean, could you ask around to see if anybody within the
Sure.
the county departments want it, I guess.
Yep.
And then if they don't, I guess I'd suggest we see if we can consult.
I want to get you one that's a little easier to read than this.
Okay.
Because I kind of do. But I'll get you some information on it so you can tell them what it is. And I would imagine by the time we get it transitioned out, I would say in the first of the year it'll be available.